Hello everyone, welcome to Career Deep Training Solutions. In this session, we shall discuss some challenging questions on simple and compound interest. Before start solving the problems, I strongly suggest you to watch all the videos of this particular playlist, Simple and Compound Interest, so that you will get a clear conceptual ability on problem solving techniques. Now let's have our first question. Asis borrowed a sum of money from a nationalist bank at 12% simple interest per annum, and the same amount at 10% simple interest per annum, both for same period. He cleared the first loan 6 months before the scheduled date of repayment and repaid the second loan just at the end of the scheduled period. If in each case he had to pay rupees 3250 as amount, then how much and for what time did he borrow? So the question is really simple. It looks little big, but it's really simple concept wise. So we have to use the technique of simple interest. In session 1 itself, I have clearly explained how simple interest works. For your understanding, let me repeat the same concept one more time. Imagine you borrowed 100 rupees from a bank. For 1 year, you have to pay 5%. So for 2 years, what is the total simple interest you have to pay? For 100 rupees, if 5% is the rate of interest for 1 year, you have to multiply this by 5 by 100. For 2 years, you have to multiply this by 2, where 100 is the principal and 2 is the number of years and 5 by 100 is rate of interest. So simply we can say PNR by 100 is the total simple interest. To find the total amount you have to settle, that is with interest you have to pay the principal, right? When you borrow the amount from the bank, you have to pay both the interest as well as principal, right? So here principal plus simple interest is nothing but total amount. Now we are going to apply the same technique here. So as is borrowed 2 loans. So the first loan is for 12% and second loan is for 10%. So in both the cases he borrowed the same amount and the total number of years is also same, but as is settled the first loan before 6 months itself, that is before half an year. Now we know the total amount he settled is 3250 for both the loans. So in first case principal is P and the simple interest is P into number of years in first case, that is in 12% simple interest per annum is n minus 1 by 2. Because he repaid the loan, first loan before 6 months itself. So before 6 months is half an year, right? So actual number of years is n minus half an year is 1 by 2 and rate of interest here is 12. So divide this by 100. So totally he paid principal plus interest equal to 3250 rupees in first loan. So in second loan also he paid 3250 only. So P into number of years here is n and rate of interest in second case is 10%, which is given in the question. So P n 10 by 100 equal to 3250. Now you have two equations, just solve it, you will get the answer. So here when you multiply this 2 by n, 2n minus 1 by 200, right? So P plus P into 2n minus 1 into 12 by 100 equal to P plus 10 Pn by 100, because 3250 equal to 3250, both are equal, right? So just equate these values, you will get the answer. So here actually it's 200, right? Because you carry this 2 at bottom, so it is 200. So 0 and 0 cancel. In second table it 5 times, in second table it's 6 times. So however, if you bring this P to left hand side or this P to right hand side, this P and P get cancelled. Again this P and P cancel 3 times. So 3 into 2n is 6n. So 6n minus 3 equal to 5n. So n value equal to 3. So n is nothing but total number of years. So total number of years scheduled to repay the amount is 3 years. Now you have to find the principal, right? So if you find the total number of years, if you substitute this value in any one of this equation, you will get the answer. I feel the first equation is little complex. Let us place this n value in second equation. So P plus number of years is 3, right? So P into 3 into 10 by 100 equal to 3250. Zero and 0 cancel. P plus 3P. So when you cross this 10 here, 10P plus 3P equal to 3250 and 0, because you have to take this 10 to right hand side. So 13P equal to 32500. So P value is 13 into 25, you get 325. So 2500. So principal is 2500 rupees. So he borrowed 2500 rupees from the bank as loan So in first case he have to settle this 2500 rupees with 12% interest, and he is settling this loan before 6 months itself. In second case he settled this loan with 10% interest in 3 years. Hope you understood the concept, right? So here we used a simple interest concept. So for this you need a good understanding on simple interest, so that we discussed in our session 1 of simple and compound interest playlist. Now moving to our second question. A man invested 1/3 of his capital at 7%, 1/4 at 8%, and remainder at 10%. If his annual income is rupees 561, find the capital. See, I strongly suggest you to don't use any formulas in this type of questions. So you can assume any value. So let's assume the total investment be C, right? So out of C, he invested 1/3 with the interest rate of 7%. And 1/4 at the interest rate of 8%, and the remainder at the rate of 10%. Let the remainder be R. Now assume any value, right? Let the capital be 100 rupees, or let the capital 1 lakh rupees, or 1 rupee, or 0.5 rupees, whatever the value you will get, you can easily find the total principal amount. For our convenience, we can take the LCM of this 1/3 and 1/4. So 3 and 4 LCM is 12. So let the capital be 1200 rupees. Now, if the total investment is 1200 rupees, so this is our assumption, right? So if the total investment is 1200 rupees, out of this 1200, he invested 1/3 for 7% interest. So 1/3 of 1200 is nothing but 400. So for this 400, 7% interest is 28 rupees. So in 1 year, he will get 28 rupees. So for this 1200 rupees, 1/4 is nothing but 300. So 1/4 of 1200 is 300. For this, it's 8% interest. So 3 8s are 24. So out of 1200, 400 plus 300, 700 rupees gone. So remaining is only 500 rupees. For this 500 rupees, the man will get 10% interest. So 500 into 10 by 100, it's 50 rupees. So totally he got 28 plus 24 plus 50, 102 rupees as interest. So in question, it is clearly given if his annual income is rupees 561. So this 561 rupees is nothing but the total interest he get out of this total capital. So if this 102 rupees is equal to 561, our assumption is the total capital is 1200 rupees. So this 1200 rupees is it's x, right? So x equal to 561 by 102 into 1200. Just cross multiply, you will get the answer. So in second table 600 times, in second table 51 times. So 51 into 11 you get 561. So 11 into 600 you get 6600. So 6600 is nothing but the total investment made by the man. Hope you understood the concept, right? So here the simple trick we used, the trick is assuming a value. So you can assume any value, right? So this is the actual trick. So don't use any formula for this type of problem. It will consume lot of time. Now moving to our third question. A person invested some amount at the rate of 12% simple interest and a certain amount at the rate of 10% simple interest. He received yearly interest of rupees 130. But if he had interchanged the amount invested, he would have received rupees 4 more as interest. How much did he invest at 12% simple interest? Okay, so here we have to play with only variables. A man invested some amount at the rate of 12% simple interest. Okay, let the investment be x. For this x, he will receive a 12% simple interest. So into 12 by 100. And a certain amount at the rate of 10% simple interest. Let the other amount be y. For this, he will receive a 10% interest. So into 10 by 100. He received yearly interest of rupees 130. So for this total, he will receive an interest of 130. See, for this x, he will get a 12% interest. For this y, he will get a 10% interest. Totally, he will get 130 rupees as interest. But if he interchanged the amounts invested, he would have received rupees 4 more. That is, instead of x, if he invested y for 12% interest and x for 10% interest, he would have received 4 rupees extra. So it is 134. Now here it's a really simple concept. What we have to do, we have to use the quadratic equation format. Here you have two equations, right? So when you solve it, 12 into x, y into 10. So you can bring the 100 to right hand side. You get 12x plus 10y equal to 13000 and 12y plus 10x equal to 13400. So you can reduce both the equations by 2. You get 6x plus 5y equal to 6500. Again we can bring this 10x to right hand side, so you can easily left hand side, so that you can easily cancel with the first equation, right? So 5x plus 6y equal to 6700. Now we need how much did he invest at 12% simple interest. So 12% simple interest, he invested x, right? So you have to find the x value. It means you have to cancel y. So you can multiply the first equation by 6 and second equation by 5. So 36x plus 30y minus it's 6 and 5 in 33 3900. Okay, so you have to multiply the second equation by 5. So 25x plus 30y equal to 6700 into 5, you get 32500. So change the signs, you will get 30 cancel, 11x equal to 5500. So if 11x is 5500, x will be 500 rupees. Now you found the x value. So x is nothing but 500 rupees. So he invested 500 rupees at 12% interest, and if you want to find y, just substitute this x value in the first or second equation, you will get the y value. But for this question, he invested 500 rupees at 12% interest. After interchanging, he is getting 4 rupees extra. Hope you understood the concept, right? Moving to our next question. Question number 4. A man buys a TV priced rupees 16,000. He pays rupees 4,000 at once, and the rest after 15 months, on which he is charged a simple interest at the rate of 12% per year. The total amount he pays for the TV is dash. So you have to find the total amount he paid. So here the actual cost of TV is 16,000 rupees. Now out of 16,000, he paid 4,000 at initial stage. So he have to pay only 12,000 rupees remaining. The rest after 15 months, on which he is charged a simple interest at the rate of 12% per year. See, for 1 year they are charging 12%. So he settled this loan after 15 months. So after 15 months means, so in 15 months we have a complete 1 year plus 3 months, right? So 3 months is nothing but and quarter, right? So in a year we have you have 4 3 months, right? So first 3 months is an quarter, and if you include the second 3 months, it's an half, and if you include the next 6 months, it is an year. So in a year we totally have 4 3 months, right? So we can simply say this 3 months is quarter year. So 1 complete year plus quarter year. So 1 plus 1 by 4 is nothing but 5 by 4 years. Now he have to pay this 12% for 5 by 4 years for the amount 12,000 rupees. So here what we have to do, we have to use the concept of simple interest. So for this 12,000 rupees, he have to pay 12% for 1 year, but actually he have to pay for 5 by 4 years. See, whenever you are getting a decimal values, my suggestion is you have to convert the decimal value into fraction, so that you will feel comfortable in cancelling. Else you have to use the decimal point while dividing, as well as you have to multiply the numerator by 100 or denominator by 100. So it is a tedious process, right? So just convert the decimal value to fractions like this, right? Now if you cancel this, you get 3 times, and 0 0 cancel. So 120 into 3 into 5. So you get 3 into 5, 15, 15 into 12, 180, and you have a 0. So you have to pay the interest 1,800 rupees for the TV. Now the question is, the total amount he pays for the TV is dash. Now he have to pay 1,600 rupees along with this 1,800 rupees, because this 1,800 rupees is the principal, right? So 1,800 is the interest, right? It is not actually the principal, it is the interest. With this interest, he have to settle the principal also. This 16,000 rupees is the principal, and this 1,800 rupees is the interest. Now you have to find the total amount. So just add it, you get 17800. So 17,800 rupees is the total amount he paid for the TV. So the simple concept, simple interest. Hope you understood, right? Moving to our 5th question. The sum invested in scheme B is thrice the sum invested in scheme A. The investment in scheme A is made for 4 years at 8% per annum, simple interest, and in scheme B for 2 years at 13% per annum, simple interest. The total interest earned from both the scheme is rupees 1320. How much amount was invested in scheme A? Now investment made in scheme B is thrice that of scheme A. So we can keep the investment made in scheme B as 3 parts, and investment made in scheme A is 1 part. And for the scheme B, scheme A, he invested for 4 years, so number of years is 4, and the rate of interest is 8% per annum, so into 8 by 100. So principal is one part and number of years is 4 and rate of interest is 8 by 100. And in scheme B, he invested 3 parts for 2 years at 13% per annum. Now this is simple interest of scheme B and this one is simple interest of scheme A. So when you add it, the total amount he get is 1320 rupees, which is given in the question. So which is equal to 1320 rupees. So when you solve it, you will get the x value. So this x value is nothing but what? Our principal, right? So 3 into 2 into 13, we get 78x by 100 plus 32x by 100 equal to 1320. 78 plus 32, 110x. So 100 can be taken to right hand side. It is 132000. 0 0 cancel. 11 into 12 you get 132. You have 2 zeros. So x value is nothing but 1200 rupees. So answer for this question is A invested 1200 rupees in scheme A. If they ask you to find how much he invested in scheme B, just multiply this 1200 with 3 parts. Because he invested 3 parts in scheme B, right? So 3 into 1200, it is 3600. For this question, answer is 1200 rupees. Now moving to our sixth question. A certain sum amounts to rupees 7350 in 2 years and to 8575 in 3 years at compound interest. Find the sum and rate percentage. So this question is based on compound interest. So in session 2 we discussed about compound interest concept, right? So for your understanding, let me recap it. Imagine you invested 100 rupees in a bank, right? Or you borrowed 100 rupees from the bank and the bank imposes 10% per annum and you have to settle the complete amount in 2 years. Now for 1 year you have to pay 10%, for 2 years how much compound interest you have to pay? This is our question. So compound interest is nothing but interest of interest. For the first year interest you have to pay second year. For the second year interest you have to pay third year. So in this way interest will increase consecutively. Now you borrowed 100 rupees from the bank. First year you have to pay 10% extra from this 100, which is 110 by 100. So this 100 rupees is actually 100%. From that we have to increase it 10% because the rate of interest is 10%. So when you solve it, you will get 110 rupees. So if you settle the amount to the bank at the end of first year, you have to pay 110%. Now moving to second year, they will put another 10%. So which is 110 by 100, or simply you can multiply it here. So 110 by 100. So when you solve it, you will get 121 rupees. So 121 rupees is the total amount that you have to settle at the end of second year. Now what is the compound interest? So just subtract this principal from 121, you get 21 rupees. So 121 rupees is compound interest, 121 rupees is the total amount, where 100 is the principal. So here total amount minus principal, you will get compound interest. So for this only we use the formula P into 1 plus R by 100 to the whole power n. So here principal is nothing but 100 and 1 is nothing but 100%, plus 100% plus rate of interest we are adding, right? So rate of interest is 10. So simply 100 plus 10 by 100, we are getting 110 here, right? So for this we are including this part 1 plus R by 100 to the whole power n. So if you solve it, you will get the total amount. So total amount is 121. So if you want to find the compound interest, you have to subtract principal from this. So P into 1 plus R by 100 power n is nothing but total amount. When you subtract principal from it, you will get the compound interest. Hope you understood the concept, right? We are going to use the same technique here. A certain sum amounts to 7350 in 2 years. Imagine you invested X rupees. So this X becomes 7350 rupees in 2 years. And to 8575 in 3 years. So in third year it becomes 3575 rupees. See, from second year to third year, how many rupees increased? 1225 rupees increased. So this 1225 rupees is nothing but compound interest of the year 3. So this 1225 is how many percentage of 7350? So that you can easily find the rate of interest, right? So this 1225 is nothing but the total amount increased from 7350. So if you find 1225, you will get the compound interest for the entire process, right? So 1225 by 7350 into 100. So you will find the compound interest, 1 year's interest. So if you cancel it, you will get 0 0 cancel. In fifth table 2 times, in fifth table 147 times. So 1225 into 2 you get 2420. I mean 2450 by 147. So it's 1 times 147 980. So 6 times 6 into 147 you get 288. So remainder you have 98. So we can simply say it is 16 into 98 by 147. Just write this value in mixed fraction. So when you cancel this 98 and 147 by 49th table, you get 16 into 2 by 3. So 16 into 2 by 3 is nothing but rate of interest for the particular transaction, right? So 16 2 by 3 can be written as proper fraction, like 48 plus 2 50 by 3%. So rate of interest is 50 by 3% each, and you have to find the principal invested. So x is nothing but the principal invested. You have to find the x value. Now you found the total amount is 7,350 at the end of 2 years, and the rate of interest is 50 by 3% each, and you have to find the total amount, right? I mean the amount you have invested, that is principal, and the total amount formula is P into 1 plus R by 100 to the whole power n. So this is the total amount. Now you know the total amount is 7350 at the end of 2 years, and you have to find the principal. So 1 plus rate of interest here is 50 by 3, right? So 50 by 3 can be written as 50 by 300 to the whole power number of years is 2. So when you solve it, you will get the answer. So P into 350 by 300 equal to 7350, C to the rise 2. When you cancel, you get 0, 0, 7 and 6. So P into 7 by 6 into 7 by 6. When you reciprocate here, you will get 6 by 7 and 6 by 7. Seven into 7, 49. So 7350, you get 49. It's 150. 150 into 6 into 6, you get 5,400 rupees. So 5,400 rupees is nothing but the principal he invested. So he invested 5,400 rupees in the bank, and at the end of 2 years he is getting 7,350 because of the rate of interest 50 by 3% for 2 years, and at the third year he is getting 8,575 because of the same interest 50 by 3%. Hope you understood the concept, right? So here we are provided with the two amounts. With this we are finding the total principal. So only thing you have to keep in the mind is this formula. Actually this is not the formula. We discussed the same concept in our session 2. I have explained the formula, like I have given a brief explanation about this formula, right? So if you understood the formula, you don't need to keep anything in mind. Now moving to our 7th question. What will be the compound interest accrued on an amount of rupees 10,000 at 20% per annum in 2 years if the interest is compounded half yearly? Now in 1 year we have how many halves? 2 halves, right? So first half and second half. Now we have to calculate the compound interest for 2 years. So in 2 years we have how many half? 4 halves, right? So first half, second half, third half and fourth half. For 1 year the rate of interest imposed is 20%. So for half an year it is 10%. For 1 year if it is 20%, for half an year it is 10%, because in question it is given half yearly. If it is quarterly, you have to divide this by 4. If it is monthly, you have to divide this by 12. Since it is given half yearly, you have to divide this by 2. You get 10% per half. Now you have to find the compound interest for the amount 10,000 rupees. For the principal 10,000 rupees. So what we have to do? 10,000 is the principal. So every half we will be imposed with 10% interest. So 10% is 110 by 100, and in second half it is 110 by 100, in third half again it's 110 by 100, in fourth half again it's 110 by 100. Zeros, 0, 0, 0 and 0, 0, 0, zeros. So 11 into 11 into 11 into 11. We get 14641. Actually he invested 10,000 rupees in the bank, or imagine he borrowed 10,000 rupees from the bank, but actually he have to pay 14,641 rupees to the bank. So what is the compound interest? Just subtract this principal. So principal is 10,000. So 4641 rupees is the total compound interest he have to settle the bank. Hope you understood the concept, right? So when it is given half yearly, you have to divide the rate of interest by 2. If it is given quarterly, you have to divide that by 4. So this is the actual concept behind problem solving of compound interest. You don't need to use any formulas. So if you want to use the formula, we know the total amount formula is P into 1 plus R by 100 to the whole power n. Just subtract principal from it, you will get the compound interest. But I suggest not to use any formulas. Now moving to our 8th question. The principal that amounts to 4913 in 3 years at 6.25% per annum compound interest, compound interest compounded annually is dash. Now you have to find the principal, right? And amount is given for 3 years and the rate of interest is 6.25%. Now we can convert the 6.25% in fractional format. So 0.25 is nothing but 1 by 4th. So if it is 0.5, we used to write 1 by 2, right? If it is 0.25, we have to write 1 by 4. So 6 1 by 4. So 6 into 4 24, 24 plus 1 25 by 4%. So 24 by 4% is nothing but 6.25%. Now you know the total amount formula is P into 1 plus R by 100 to the whole power n. So this one becomes the amount. So you have to find the principal. So P into 1 plus, instead of rate of interest, you have to substitute 25 by 4. So 25 by 4 into 100, it is 400 to the whole power. Number of years here given is 3, equal to 4913. So 400 into 1, 400, 400 plus 25, 425. So P into 425 by 400 to the whole power 3, equal to 4913. When you cancel it, you will get 16 times in 25th table, 17 times in 25th table. So when you reciprocate, you will get 4913 into 16 by 7 into 16 by 7, 17 into 16 by 17. We know 17 cube value is 4913. See, for this, keeping the values from 1 cube to 20 cube is mandatory. So 17 cube is 4913. So what is 16 cube? 16 into 16 into 16, we get 4096. So 4096 is the actual amount he invested, and for that, for the rate of interest 25 by 4% for 3 years, he is getting the total amount 4913 rupees. So here we found the total principal is 4096 rupees. Now moving to our 9th question. The compound interest earned by Sachin on a certain amount at the end of 2 years at the rate of interest 8% per annum was 1414.40. What was the total amount that Sachin got back at the end of 2 years in the form of principal plus interest earned? The concept is very simple. See, whenever we are looking the decimal values, we used to think the problem is difficult. So if you are getting a decimal value, just try to convert it to fractions. I'll just multiply that by 100. You will easily get the answer. So let me repeat the question one more time. The compound interest earned by Sachin on a certain amount at the end of 2 years at the rate of 8% per annum was 1414 rupees. Now the rate of interest given is 8%, right? So here we have to use our simple trick. For 1 year, if it is 8%, now imagine Sachin borrowed 100 rupees. For 1 year, he have to pay 8% interest. So first year, he have to totally pay 108 by 100. Second year, again for this 108 by 100, he have to pay another 8%. So when you cancel it, you get 108 into 108, 11604. 0 cancel and 11604 rupees. Now at the end of 2 years, he totally pay 116.04 rupees. See, he actually borrowed 100 rupees from the bank. For that, he is paying 116.04 rupees. So how much interest he is paying extra? 16.64 rupees extra. So if this 100 rupees is 100%, 16.64 rupees will be 16.64%, right? So the 16.64% is given 1414.40. Now what was the total amount that Sachin got back at the end of 2 years? Now you have to find the total amount, that is principal plus compound interest. So this is called total amount, right? Now 16.64% is nothing but 1414.40 just by 100%. So 100% is nothing but here 100, right? So here 16.64% is 1414.40. At the end of 2 years, he will get 16.64% interest, that is 1414.40, which is given in the question. So if you have doubt, please watch our session 2, where I have give a clear explanation about how to find the compound interest for 2 years. Now 100% is nothing but x. When you cross multiply, you will get the answer. So x equal to 1414, so you have zeros, right? 40 by 16.64. So when you multiply this by 100, you get 6464. Okay. So when you divide this in 8th table, you get 208 times. When you divide this in 8th table, So let me write it here, 1 7 6 8 0 0 and 0. Again when we divide this in 8th table, it's 26 times, and when you cancel it you get 221,000. So in 26th table it's 8500. So 8500 is nothing but the 100%, that is the amount he borrowed. So along with this 8,500 rupees, he have to settle the compound interest also, because he have to return how much? 116.64%. So this 8,500 rupees is 100%. So the 16.64% is 1414.40 rupees. So the total amount is 116.64%, which is 8500 plus 1414.40. So when you sum it, you will get 9914.40 rupees. Now at the end of 2 years, the principal plus interest he earned is 9914.40. Hope you understood the concept, right? So if it is 8% per annum, what we have to do? So instead of 8% per annum, if it is 6% per annum, we have to multiply this by 106 by 100 into 106 by 100 to find the total interest. So if you equate the total interest with the percentage, you can easily find the total, the total principal by equating with 100%. So 100% equal to x, you will cross multiply, you will get the 100% value. Just multiply the interest with the 100% value, you will get the total amount. Now moving to our 10th question. A sum of rupees 12,000 deposited at compound interest becomes double after 5 years. After 20 years, it will become dash. See, the similar type of problem we discussed in one of our session, right? So we can take an example. A sum of money becomes 2 times in 3 years. In how many years it will become 8 times? So you have to find how many years the amount will become 8 times. So you have to represent these 2 in the terms of 8. So what we have to do? 2 into 2 into 2, you get 8 times. Now on right hand side you have to do 3 plus 3 plus 3. So 2 times in 3 years, 8 times in 3 plus 3 plus 3, 9 years. Now I have another example for you. A certain sum of money becomes 5 times in 3 years or 9 years. In how many years it will become 125 times? Now you have to represent 5 in the terms of 125. 5 into 5 into 5, we get 125. So 9 plus 9 plus 9, we get 27 years. So in 27 years, the amount will become 125 times. So here also we are going to use the same concept. A sum of money 12,000 rupees. So 12,000 rupees is the total principal. So this 12,000 rupees becomes double in 5 times. So 2 times in 5 years. After 20 years, it will become dash. So after 20 years means 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5. So on left hand side, you have to multiply this 2 by 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. Because 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 is nothing but 16 times, right? So this 12,000 becomes 16 times in the period of 20 years. So 12,000 into 16. You get 192. So you have to add these 3 zeros. So 1,92,000 rupees. So this 12,000 rupees becomes 24,000 in 5 years. In 20 years, it will become 1,92,000 rupees. So this is actually in shortcut. We discussed in one of our sessions, right? So you have to recap all the sessions. Now moving to our 11th question. There is 60% increase in an amount in 6 years at the rate of simple interest. What will be the compound interest of rupees 12,000 after 3 years at the same rate of interest? Now there is a 60% increase in 6 years at the rate of simple interest. Now we know in simple interest, the interest will increase at the constant rate. So for 1 year, if the total simple interest is 10%, for 2 years it will be 10 into 2, 20%. For 3 years, it will be 10 into 3, 30%. So constantly the rate of interest will increase, right? There will not be any change. But in compound interest, interest will change for the consecutive years, right? For the previous years. So for previous year, if it is 10% interest, for the 10% also we have to pay another 10%, right? Now for 6 years, if it is 60%, what is 1 year's rate of interest? 60 by 6, which is 10%, right? What will be the compound interest of rupees? In second statement, we have 12,000 rupees, right? For the 12,000 rupees, 1 year interest is 10%. For that you have to pay 3 years total interest. So 12,000 rupees is the amount borrowed. For that 1 year you have to pay 10%. So in this way you have to pay for 3 years. So 110 by 100 into 110 by 100 into 110 by 100. So when you solve it, you will get the total compound interest. 0, 0 cancel, again 0 and 0 cancel. So you have 12 into 1331. 1331 into 12 you will get 1331 into 12, it's 2662 1331. So when you sum it, you get 15971. What will be the compound interest of rupees 12,000 after 3 years at the same rate? Okay, now you got the total amount, right? So when you do this process, you will get the total amount, right? So here you are repeating p into 1 plus r by 100 to the whole power n. So we know the p into 1 plus r by 100 to the whole power n is total amount formula. Now you got the total amount, which is 15,971. To find the interest, you have to subtract the principal. So when you subtract the principal, you will get 3,972. So 3,972 is nothing but the total compound interest for 12,000 after 3 years at 10% rate of interest. Hope you understood the concept, right? Now moving to our final question of the session. The simple interest occurred on a sum of money at the rate of 5% per annum for 2 years is rupees 410. The compound interest is same as simple interest as occurred on other sum of money at the same rate of interest and same time. Find the difference between the two sum of money, that is principal, right? So you have to find the difference between the principal. Okay, now in simple interest for 1 year, if it is 5%, for 2 years it will be 10%. So this 10% value is given for us. So this 10% is 410 rupees. So what will be the sum? Sum is always 100%. So the total principal is always 100%. So which is 4100. Now this 410 rupees is same as that of compound interest. Now what we have to do? To find the compound interest, we can use our shortcut. So shortcut is, so 100% is the principal. For 1 year, 5% rate of compound interest, and second year also another 5% rate of compound interest. So when we solve it, we will get 105 into 105, 11025. So 11025 by 100, we get 110.25. Right, so 110.25 is nothing but the total amount that the person have to settle at the end of 2 years in compound interest. So what is the compound interest? So if 100% is principal and 110.25 is the total amount, the compound interest will be 10.25%. Now we can write this 10.25 as 10 1 by 4%. So 10 1 by 4% can be written as 41 by 4%. Now we found 41 by 4% is nothing but 410 rupees, because in simple interest also the simple and compound interest both are equal, right? So in simple interest also the money is 410, in compound interest also the money is 410, but in simple interest 10% is 410, but in compound interest 41 by 4% is 410. Now you have to find the total principal is 100%, so 100% equal to x. So when we cross multiply, we will get the answer. So 10 times, so 10 into 4, 40. 40 into 100, you get 4,000 rupees. So in simple interest, the principal is 4,100. In compound interest, the principal is 4,000. So difference between simple and compound interest principal is 100 rupees. So 100 rupees becomes our answer. Hope you understood the concept, right? For your understanding, let me repeat the same question one more time. So in question, it is given, in simple interest, the rate of interest is 5% for 2 years, which is 410 rupees. If for 1 year 5% is the rate of interest, for 2 years the total interest will be 10%. So this 10% is nothing but 410. So if 10% is 410, 100% will be 4,100. So the principal amount in simple interest is 4,100. So in question it is clearly given, this 410 rupees is same for simple and compound interest, for the same rate of interest and for same year, right? So in compound interest, if 100% is the principal amount, rate of interest is 5%. So to find the rate of interest alone, we are multiplying this 100% into 105 by 100 into 105 by 100. We are getting 110.25. So this 110.25 is nothing but the total amount, right? So to find the interest, amount minus principal 10.25%. So if 100 is 100% and 110.25 is 110.25%, the total interest will be 10.25%. We are converting this decimal value into fractional format. So 2.5 is nothing but 1 by 4. So 10 1 by 4 is 41.4%. So here this 41.4% is 410 rupees, right? We found the compound interest is 41 by 4%. So this 41 by 4% is 410%. So 100% will be 4,000 rupees. Now difference between simple and compound interest principal is 4,100 minus 4,100 rupees. Now hope you understood the concept, right? Now to understand all this problem, watching all the session of this playlist is mandatory. Now in upcoming session I have planned to upload some problems on time and work. Until that, stay connected with CareerD Training Solutions. If you have any doubt on this topic, please don't hesitate to pass it on comment section below. Like and share the video to your friends. Click the nearby bell icon to get instant notification, and if you haven't subscribed our channel yet, please do give your subscription. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a nice day.